It starts quietly. A morning, like any other. You wake up, eyes half open, mind already racing. A flood of thoughts rushes in before you even stand. What if I fail? Why did I say that yesterday? Will today finally be different? You look at your reflection, tired, distracted, somewhere between yesterday's regret and tomorrow's worry, and for a moment you feel it. The weight of your own mind pulling you down. Most people think their thoughts are harmless. They believe what happens inside their head stays there, invisible, contained, private. But here's the truth. Your thoughts are not passengers. They are the steering wheel. They decide the direction of your life, whether you notice it or not. You become what you think, not in a motivational quote way, not in a manifest your dream car kind of way, but in the deepest, most literal sense. You become the person you repeatedly imagine yourself to be. You live inside the world your mind builds every single day. Every fear you feed becomes a wall. Every doubt you nurture becomes a chain. Every moment you believe you're not enough becomes a law that governs your reality. And the most dangerous part, you don't even notice it happening, because it happens in silence, in the quiet space between one thought and the next. You see, your life is not shaped by the events that happen to you. It's shaped by the meanings you attach to them. Two people can walk through the same storm. One sees destruction, the other sees renewal. Same rain, same thunder, different minds. And in the end, the difference between the broken and the reborn is nothing but thought. So let me ask you something. What do you think about all day long? Do you replay mistakes? Do you imagine rejection before it even happens? Do you call yourself lazy, unlucky, not enough, until your mind believes it's true? Or do you see yourself as someone rising, someone capable, evolving, unshakable? Because one day you will wake up and realize you've become the person your thoughts have rehearsed for years. The question is, who is that person? We all live inside invisible prisons, built not from stone, but from stories. Stories that started long ago, whispered by teachers, parents, the world, and eventually by ourselves. You're not smart enough. You always fail. People like you don't make it. And after hearing it enough, you stop questioning it. You carry those words like tattoos under your skin, repeating them in your head until they sound like truth. The mind loves repetition. It loves patterns, even the ones that destroy us. You tell yourself you'll change. Next week, I'll wake up early. I'll eat better. I'll stop overthinking. But then, the loop begins again. The same thought, the same hesitation, the same justification. And before you know it, another year passes. Nothing has changed, except your faith in yourself. We call it life, but it's really a cycle of unconscious thinking. Your brain repeats the same emotional scripts over and over. I'm not ready. What if they judge me? I can't handle this. So you delay, you doubt, you shrink, not because you're weak, but because your thoughts have become your master. Here's the tragedy. Most people don't live their lives. They live their fears. They don't see what's possible. They only see what could go wrong. Every decision, every opportunity, filtered through the lens of a mind conditioned to protect, not to grow. And so, even when life opens a door, they stand frozen, whispering, what if it closes? The mind, left unchecked, becomes a tyrant. It doesn't care about your dreams. It cares about your comfort. It will choose familiar misery over unfamiliar growth. It will convince you that you're safer staying small. It will decorate your cage with excuses and call it logic. You see it everywhere. People with infinite potential, trapped by invisible scripts. They say they want peace, yet they feed their anxiety with endless scrolling and comparison. They say they want success, yet they think in circles of doubt and fear. They say they want love, yet they believe they're unlovable, and the more they think it, the truer it becomes, because thought is energy. Every time you think something, you fire and wire neurons together, making that thought easier to repeat. Over time, those repeated thoughts form pathways, mental highways, that your brain travels automatically, and before you realize it, you're not even thinking anymore. You're being thought. You might think you're making choices, but your subconscious has already decided, based on fear, based on memory, based on belief. It's not fate. It's programming. But let's be honest. It's hard to see it while you're in it. When your mind whispers, you can't, it sounds like reason. When it says, you'll fail, it sounds like caution. And when it says, you're not ready, it sounds like truth. So, you listen, you wait. You hope for the day when confidence magically appears. But confidence doesn't appear. It's built, brick by brick, through awareness and repetition. Your thoughts are habits, and like all habits, they can be replaced. The question is not whether you can think differently. It's whether you're willing to think about it. How many hours have you spent worrying about things that never happened? How many nights have you lost to conversations that only existed in your imagination? How many dreams have you buried under the sentence, "It's too late," and yet you're still here, breathing, hoping, searching for something more? That means your mind isn't broken. It's just misused. It's like owning a powerful car and never learning how to drive it. You sit in the driver's seat, but fear keeps your hands off the wheel. You look at others speeding ahead and think they're lucky, but they're not. They've just learned to steer their thoughts. That's the secret difference between those who grow and those who stagnate. Not intelligence, not opportunity, not talent, just mastery of the mind. Because once you learn to direct your thoughts, you stop reacting and start creating. And that's when life begins to change. Quietly at first, then all at once. But what if the real problem isn't your circumstances? What if it's your attention? What if the world you experience isn't reality, but a reflection of what you focus on most? Here's the turning point. You don't become what happens to you. You become what you think about what happens to you. Two people can face rejection. One feels worthless. The other feels redirected. Two people can fail. One gives up. The other learns. Same event. Different thought. Different destiny. Your mind is a lens. Whatever you focus on expands. Think about fear, and you'll find proof of danger everywhere. Think about opportunity, and you'll notice doors you never saw before. Your external world bends around your internal story. The truth is almost too simple to believe. Your thoughts are instructions to your brain, and your brain obeys. You tell it, "I'm not good enough," and it filters out every moment that contradicts that belief. You tell it, "I always find a way," and suddenly you start noticing possibilities where others see dead ends. The power has been in your hands, or rather, in your head, all along. This is not about toxic positivity or pretending everything's fine. It's about awareness, the quiet realization that you are both the painter and the painting. Every thought you choose is a brushstroke, every belief a color, and the image you see in your life right now is not fate. It's your creation. The question is, are you painting unconsciously, or are you creating with intention? Let's go deeper. If you want to master your mind, you have to understand it first. You can't fight an enemy you can't see, and most people have never truly met their own mind. Lesson 1. Awareness. The observer within. The first step is simple, but not easy. Notice your thoughts, not judge them, not fight them. Just notice, because once you can see your thoughts, you are no longer trapped inside them. You become the observer, the quiet presence behind the noise. Imagine you're sitting by a river. Each thought is a leaf floating by. Some leaves are dark and heavy, fear, regret, comparison. Others are light, hope, gratitude, peace. Most people fall into the river and get carried away. But mastery begins when you learn to sit on the shore and watch the flow without drowning in it. That's awareness. The gap between you and your thinking. That's where freedom begins. When you feel anxious, say to yourself, I'm noticing anxiety. When you feel angry, I'm noticing anger. That simple shift changes everything, because now you're noticing the storm instead of becoming it. Even elite performers understand this. Michael Jordan once said, the game is won in your mind before it's won on the court. He visualized every move before stepping onto the floor, not because he was delusional, but because he understood something profound. Your body follows your dominant thoughts. Your results follow your mental rehearsal. He didn't just play basketball. He played the inner game first. You can do the same. When you start observing your thoughts, you begin choosing them. And when you choose them, you shape reality. Lesson 2. Intention. Directing the mind. Once you've learned to observe, the next step is direction. Ask yourself, what do I want my mind to create today? Not in vague affirmations, but in emotional alignment. Your mind is not moved by logic. It's moved by emotion. If you think, I want success, but feel unworthy, your mind listens to the emotion, not the words. If you say, I'm calm, but feel panic, your mind believes the fear. So to master your mind, you must make your feelings and thoughts speak the same language. That means feeling the future you want as if it already exists, acting from peace, not toward it, moving as if you already believe. That's not pretending, that's programming. Every emotion is a signal to your subconscious. Gratitude tells it, I already have enough. Fear tells it, protect me. Anger tells it, I'm threatened. But calm confidence tells it, we are safe to grow. And that signal determines what your brain filters and prioritizes. It's how world-class performers stay composed under pressure. Serena Williams doesn't focus on the crowd, the noise, the stakes. She locks into her own rhythm. She has trained her mind to stay centered, to keep her thoughts loyal to her intention. That's not luck. That's mastery. Lesson 3. Repetition. Rewiring the brain. Now here's where most people give up. They meditate once, write a few affirmations, feel inspired for a week, then drift back into old patterns because they underestimate the power of repetition. Your mind learns through repetition, not information. You don't become calm by understanding calm. You become calm by practicing it daily. You don't become confident by reading about confidence. You build it through repeated evidence. Every day, your thoughts carve grooves in your brain. At first, it's just a faint path. Then, it becomes a trail. Then, a highway. And soon, it's the only road your mind knows how to take. So when you want to change your thoughts, you're not fighting yourself. You're rewiring neural architecture. And that takes time, patience, and persistence. Think of it like learning a language. At first, every word feels forced. Then one day, it flows naturally. That's how you know the new thought has become part of you. Kobe Bryant understood this. He didn't practice until he got it right. He practiced until he couldn't get it wrong. That's not just physical repetition. It's mental mastery. He built mental circuits of excellence, so strong that doubt couldn't penetrate them. You can do the same with peace, confidence, and clarity. Lesson 4. Surrender. Letting go of control. This may sound paradoxical. You've worked to control your thoughts. Now, I'm asking you to let go. But the final stage of mastery is not control. It's flow. When you've trained your mind long enough, you stop forcing it. You start trusting it. You stop chasing outcomes and start living in alignment. Surrender is not giving up. It's giving over. It's letting go of resistance. Most people try to control everything. The timeline, the result, the opinion of others. But mastery of the mind means realizing you can only control the inner state, not the outer world. Once you accept that, peace arrives. The greatest athletes, artists, and thinkers speak of this moment, the zone, that space where action feels effortless, thought becomes silence, and the world dissolves. That's not magic, that's alignment. When your conscious and subconscious finally work as one, and when you reach that place, life itself begins to flow. But mastery is not permanent. Even the calmest mind faces tempests. You'll fall back into doubt. You'll question everything. The old thoughts will return, like ghosts, reminding you who you used to be. There will be days when you feel like a fraud, days when fear feels stronger than wisdom, days when you look at your reflection and think, nothing's changing. That's the test. The storm is not a sign of failure. It's proof of progress, because only those who've moved beyond comfort ever meet the wind. When those moments come, breathe. Don't fight the storm. Anchor yourself in it. Tell yourself, this is part of my rewiring. And remember, storms don't destroy strong minds. They reveal them. The real challenge is not to stay positive. It's to stay aware, to see the returning thought and whisper, I see you, but you're not me anymore. That's mastery. You'll want to quit. You'll crave the old familiar comfort of anxiety and control. But if you stay with the discomfort, if you breathe through it, something beautiful happens. The storm passes, and the silence that follows feels like home. That silence is the sound of growth. One morning, you'll wake up, the same alarm, the same sunlight through your window, but something feels different. You're not rushing to overthink. You're not fighting your reflection. You're calm, still, present. You'll realize you've stopped reacting to life and started responding. You've stopped chasing peace and started being it, because this is the real victory, not controlling the world, but mastering the mind that perceives it, not becoming fearless, but learning to think with courage, not eliminating chaos, but finding stillness within it. You become what you think, not instantly, not perfectly, but inevitably. Every moment of awareness was a step. Every act of faith was a seed. Every quiet redirection was proof that you were changing. And now you live from the inside out. You see challenges as teachers, pain as purification, silence as power. You no longer chase. You attract through alignment. The world didn't change. You did, and now it mirrors your new state of mind. When you understand this, truly, you become unshakable, not because life stops testing you, but because your inner foundation no longer cracks under pressure. You've learned the art of being calm, clear, and conscious. This is mastery, not a finish line, but a rhythm, a dance between awareness and thought, surrender and focus, silence and action. And in that dance, you realize something timeless. Everything you ever wanted was never outside of you. It was always in your ability to think differently. So as you move through the noise of your days, remember this: the thoughts you choose are the seeds of your future. Plant carefully, water wisely, because your mind is always listening, and it builds whatever you believe. You become what you think. So think with love, think with courage, think with intention, and your life will follow.